All right, I'm gonna just get straight to the point. Um, Tithes, right? I've always wondered, like, why do people stay in churches where, okay, there's nothing wrong with paying your tithes. I'm just gonna make that clear. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not against it. Honestly, when people give, you're supposed to say a prayer up to the Lord. God receives things in the spirit, and then in the physical, you're supposed to take that money and you're supposed to bless the community, or you're supposed to, do things for the church. I don't see a problem with that. I genuinely don't. Some people just say they're not gonna tithe and they feel like, well, hey, you can't shoot the money up the guy, so why give? And that's fine. I mean, that's between you and God, okay? But when it comes down to me, I don't understand how people will stay in churches and they see their pastor driving a BMW and a Rolls Royce, but then he'll pass by you broke down the side of the road like it's nothing, knowing that's his church member. I don't understand how people can, donate to, well, I don't say donate, but I don't see how people can donate. Well, I'm going to say, I keep saying donate. I say it like this. They'll pay their tithes and the pastor doing what he want with the money. Okay? Don't not been broke, but you done gave over $100 in tithes in the past couple of months or a month or so. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why, me personally, I like smaller churches because I know where the money's going. I know where it's going. I know that if you need a new mic and I gave my tithes, I know you got a new microphone, or I know you got a new speaker, or I know that you bought a keyboard for the church, stuff like that. Um, I don't see no problem with it. But if you got a pastor that's living good and that church is a hot mess, I see something wrong with that. I feel like, okay, that money is supposed to go to, like, let's just say Sister May got 10 children and her husband died. And folks know they struggling. You supposed to take some of that tithe money and go buy groceries or give her the money or whatever the case may be. You know? Come on. Come on now. Or, if that pastor see a homeless man, and see he's struggling, it's hot as heck outside or cold as heck outside, and, you take him in, you can't rescue everybody or you can't save everybody, but put him up in a hotel for a week or so. Let them know, brother, we going to send you some food. We going to check on you. We going to do this. We going to do that. And guess what, sir? You welcome to come to our church. You know, stuff like that. Like, I just say it like this. The church that I used to attend, it was nothing. If you came in that church and you were hard down and dire need, and for some people it was obvious, and some folks it just wasn't. That it was nothing for that pastor to go in his pocket and give you $200 and $300. But see, that's one thing about that pastor is he's been a chiropractor for 40 years. He got it. The pastors that have a profession, I don't see nothing wrong with them having nice things. But I feel like if you know that, your pastor got a regular 9 to 5 job, he can't afford no BMW, he can't afford no Rolls Royce, and he got one, you need to ask that man what the heck you doing with our money, G. And I'm not bragging on my old church. I'm just saying that, I saw them give. I've seen them give. I know people personally that have helped them off of their feet. So I can say, and folks had no problems giving and paying tithes because they knew that the people were going to be blessed with it. They knew it. Like I remember, like summertime, they went to Nicaragua. They gave out, they pulled teeth and they did all kinds of screening. They sent shoes and clothes and all kinds of stuff. It's sometimes they have a certain request for different things, and it was nothing. We all had it to give. It was nothing for me to go in my closet and give out boxes of shoes and sandals and things like that. I mean, and I'm not bragging. I'm not no super rich woman. I'm not rich at all. But one thing about it is I've always believed in giving. And it's just such a blessing how I'm not gonna get emotional. Let me stop that. It's just such a blessing how that stuff comes back. But anyway, but like I said, some churches you can see where that money's going. And I remember this one time, me and my family went to dinner, right? And so we was trying to, like, our church got out mad early, okay? It was a mixed church, so we got out mad early. And so we tried to make it to the restaurants before the black folk church got out, right? So, okay, this church came, the folks finally showed up after we seated. And I went to, I think it was a buffet we went to. It was like a soul food buffet joint. So I went back in line to get something for my parent. And I said, okay, well, let me get in this line, whatever, whatever. And up steps in this pastor, right? And he was sharp as a tack, and he had some, his wife was with him in her fancy church suit, and he was sharp as a tack, and they had some kiss up person that was behind him. And, I mean, you could tell he wasn't his child. But, he was just like, it was crazy. The woman, he waited till the woman created a distance and she got her food and she went on. He looked back and he said it so loud. The pastor said it so loud. One thing about me, they can say what they want about me, but they can't call me broke. And so the little dude that was kissing his butt was like, say what, pastor? One thing about me, they can call what they want to call me, but they won't call me broke. He said, they won't call you what? They won't call me broke. And I'm just sitting here like, look, bro, come on now. Don't do this. How you know? And don't get me wrong. My personal belief, I don't believe anybody that was surrounding us was kind of poor, but I don't know nobody else's financial situation, right? So at the end of the day, I was sitting up here like, for all you know, you could be bragging, in front of somebody who just genuinely don't have, you know. But hey, I didn't take it personal. I said, well, that's him. You setting yourself up to get robbed by somebody or something. See, we know you got it, Pastor. And I really started to meta him, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I only meta with people I know because it's an understood thing. I don't fool with strangers like that unless they start joking. People bother me sometimes. Like they start joking with me or something. But other than that, like, I don't mean bother in a bad way, but they just, people tend to mess with me. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But and so I wanted to say so bad, Pastor, oh, you said one thing that we can't call you is broke, run me $100. But I didn't do it. I didn't know the man. So and he probably, and I started to do that just to hear him say he ain't got it after he done bragged on himself. But it just kind of bothered me how you in front of all of these people and you bragging about your riches. And I'm like, well, what kind of job you got, Pastor? What do you do? Because if you passing the church and talking about one thing they can't call you is broke, what you doing these for money? Okay, because Sister Ma'am, his wife, baby, her suit was sharp. I know she paid over $100 for her suit. But anyway, it was just for me, it was just the fact that I was just so floored at how this pastor wasn't even humble. I mean, he was just bragging about his little riches, and I'm like, now look, ain't nothing wrong with being proud about what you have. I don't know what you've been through to get what you got, but I've always been the type of person, I believe if you got it, you don't brag. Like I got people in my family that's got it. They straight, they good. But you won't know it by looking at them. We have like a good friend. This man got so much darn money. He's not a pastor though. But he's got so much money. This man could take care of our whole entire family and wouldn't miss a beat. And you wouldn't know it by looking at him because he put on his old raggedy jeans and a worn t-shirt. And the man can just live in the kind of way he want to live. Anytime that you have a child, well, a daughter that's, for one thing, she really wasn't big, but she wanted, I think it was rhinoplasty or something like that. That even though they had insurance, that man paid out of his pocket and didn't miss a beat. You know, he just had it like that. But he don't brag. He don't talk about how much money he make. I mean, he don't get up in front of people talking about you can't call him broke. He don't give a damn if you call him broke. That don't mean that he ain't got it because you say he ain't got it, But it's just amazing how I see, and that's not the only church pastor I've seen that set up and bragged about everything. And it's kind of funny that you got people that are rich and they humble. And then you got folks that's rich that's, to me, I say new money. New money because old money don't brag. Lord, I'm eavesdropping on some other conversation. I don't know if y'all heard it or not. I think my neighbor, he sells like essential oils, and I know he's selling hand sanitizer and stuff like that. And so I guess he was asking my neighbor about that. I know he's got a humidifier though. What in the world? Why that boy hollering like that? Lord. don't know if y'all can hear it. Anyway, child, I'm outside. Really, I'm outside in my truck. And see, to be honest with you, we really supposed to be on, like, well, you can be outside, but you can't just be hanging out and stuff like that. And really, folks ain't supposed to be driving up and down the road if they're not an essential employee. And here go the thing. You got folks riding up and down the road on their four-wheeler. You ain't no essential employee if you ripping and running on a four-wheeler, and really, you're not even supposed to be driving them because what we had is considered the city limits. Anyway, whatever. But like I said, you got some people that's got it, and they don't brag, And he's had it. He's had it for years. But you got this old pastor. You call me anything. You don't call me broke. You can't call me broke. And I'm just sitting, and he just kept bragging and bragging and bragging. And the more he said it, the more. And she ain't no essential employee because she got off at 2:30. I know her skin. I used to work with her. I should have had my camera on. I believe I need to cut my camera on so y'all can see these folks ripping and running up and down the road. Cause see, the neighborhood I live in, the majority of them people is retired. Oh, the baby crying. Let me get on off cause he gonna get louder and louder. It's gonna be hard for me to talk. But anyway, like I said, I was just disgusted at how he just bragged and threw it all up in everybody's face, and I could tell he don't even help the church. He don't help the church. He helps himself. And he just had some kind of hype man egging him on. I guess he thought he was going to get some of the money. But those type of folks don't share. They don't help nobody. They don't do nothing. They'll come to the church and preach a sermon about how God will make a way. And knowing they got a way to bless you and won't. But anyway, guys, like I said, if y'all are in a church, y'all can't see where this money going, ask the pastor what y'all do. I mean, it's probably gonna bring up some controversy, but if he's a real pastor and a real man of God, he can tell you, hey, this go on bills, this go on this go on that, and you can actually see where it's going. But I'm just seeing so many I'm seeing so many wolves that it's hard to get to the pastors that are truly helping people because there's so many wolves. Because I'm telling you, people have found out the quickest way to get money is to freaking say you a man of God, go out there, preach hard, preach a word, and folks will shell out the money. But I don't fool with these pastors and these churches that's all about a freaking dollar. I ain't got time for that. Every time you look around. I know I went to one church and this one lady, I always said the woman was a voodoo priest. I still believe she is. And I had some clients from my old job and staff picked the church and we took them up there. And child, this woman preached and nothing came from the Bible straight up. She twisted the scriptures around. She couldn't tell you what none of the things, none of the her words she was saying was coming from. Like she didn't reference the Bible or didn't quote a scripture. She just did all this motivational speaking crap. I walked in that door, I sat down, and I said, this woman a voodoo priest. When we locked eyes, I knew I could see straight through her. That's one thing about it. If I lock eyes with you, I can tell you everything about you. if the Lord allowed me to do that. He ain't no gossiper. He ain't gonna just tell your business, but he'll let me know if somebody real or not. And it was crazy. It was like when I locked eyes with her, I could tell she recognized that I could see, And I said, oh, Lord, this is going to be a long day. And that woman preached for a solid hour. And I tell you, if I looked like I wanted to sneeze or flinch or anything, that woman, she just freaking, like, locked eyes, bro. I was like, dang, lady, I know you a whole witch and everything. So I'm like, I'm going to need you not to do this. And it was kind of like, I think what it was is she thought that I was going to be like the type that was going to stand up and expose her. Well, here's the thing, you don't do stuff like that unless God told you to say something. And then plus on top of that, the congregation was so far gone that even if I was to sit up and call this woman out, they gone. They're gone. So anyway, we get towards the end of like her sermon and she tries to sell these, it was some type of handkerchiefs or something like that. And they were peace signs. Okay, well, everybody knows the peace sign is the Holy Cross broken up. And I didn't know that for a long time. Like when I was growing up, the choker piece necklaces were real popular. I guess I'm showing my age there. And everybody had to have them, but for some reason, I never could get a hold of one. I didn't find out till later it's a cross, it's a broken up cross. So I said, okay, well, now that I know better. She was trying to sell a bandana with that. Then she was trying to sell like miracle candles. It was some type of candles that she claimed if they bust, that means that you have a demon in your house and you need to get the demons out. And then she gonna turn around and say, well, yeah, I had a few to bust in my house. Oh, hold up now. Let's just say you didn't know no better, right? Because you're not supposed to, you trust God for your healing, your deliverance. You can't go buy something and it's going to automatically deliver you. That's not how it works. If the pastor sit back and tell you he or she got demons in their house, I'm going to need you to run. I promise you, I want to leave them clients sitting in their seat. I was like, I'm out deuces because you doing too much. But anyway, she did that. She sold them for $10. She sold them handkerchief bandana things for $10. And I'm looking at her like, okay, let me show you how you getting over on people. That's them Catholic candles that you selling. And the glass made on them is real thin. So of course, if they get too hot, they're gonna bust. I mean, come on. But then she equated that to a demon and then admitted she had a house full of demons. And this is the church y'all want to go? Okay. All right. Well. So anyway, like I said, when pastors do this stuff with their tithes or they tell you stuff like this woman said about the candles and stuff, get away from them people. Because that's God just showing you how these people are. And don't get me wrong, y'all know I ain't nobody pastor, preacher, bishop, or nothing like that. But I'm just telling y'all the truth. Okay? So be vigilant. Keep your eyes open. If pastor living good and the whole congregation struggling, you need to ask some questions. All right. Bye, y'all. Ooh, 17 minutes? Ooh, no, Lord.